All right, I'm going to show a relatively simple movement here for releasing tension around the hip flexors, the front of the pelvis, and maybe getting to the outer hips. There's a bunch of areas where you could feel this, and this is just a variation of a lunge. It's relatively straightforward. Now, if you have trouble balancing when you come into this long stance, you can always have your hand on a wall, take the balance portion out, because the important thing is what you're feeling around the hips. And you can also do this balancing if you can hold on to that shape, and I'll do both from here. So to set this up, I'm going to have my left foot forward and step my right foot back. And with my hand on the wall, rather than just keeping my hips squared like I usually would in a high lunge, I'm going to bring my right foot over the left and work this as a twist. Now, I'm still trying to square up the hips, pulling my right hip forward, even though my right foot's basically on a line behind my left, more or less straight. Doesn't have to be perfect. So just feel this out, adjust as you need to. You can always take it as a shorter stance. But then from here, keep that hip pulling forward. You want to feel the length on the side of the back leg, and then just go down and up. So from here, I'm going to bring my right knee low toward the floor, and then lift back up. And just keep going back and forth like this. Now, there's going to be a tendency to want to hinge forward. That'll let go of the tension. You want to hold as much tension as you can on that side to really stretch things out. Think about a diagonal line from the opposite shoulder to the back foot. So from my left shoulder back to my right foot. So I'm pulling that forward and just taking this up and down. And just take it slow, hold on to the tension, squeeze the glutes on the side of the back leg to keep that hip pushing forward. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper, hover the knee up off the floor, and you can just hold the tension here and just pulse the knee up and down, and you'll feel it's quite intense. And then when you're done, you bring it forward. And you just go back and forth. 5 slow rounds of lowering and lifting may be enough. You might want to do more than that. You might want to hang at the bottom of the last one and pulse up and down, back and forth. It's not a violent movement, but really just adding extra tension, a little bit of bounce to things, and you'll feel this in a very pronounced way. Now, if I'm going to balance this on the other side, so I'm going to have my right foot forward and then take my left foot back. Now, rather than having my hips on 2 separate tracks, I'm going to bring my left foot over to the right. So my feet are more or less in line. You may even go further back, but be sure you can still pull that hip forward to find all that length and find that tension. So from my left foot all the way to the right shoulder, I'm drawing things in. And then again, hands to the hips. And I'll just take it straight down. And then lift back up. And just keep going back and forth. Be mindful of the tension. Keep your torso upright. Resist the urge to hinge forward and bring your torso forward. And then again, if you want extra tension, maybe come to the bottom, keep the glutes engaged on that side. You can pulse this up and down. And then when you're done, just step it forward again. And this is another way of taking things deep around the hips, letting go of some of that tension that you might get for all kinds of reasons. Maybe just an odd sort of gait, maybe sitting too much. But give it a try, and I do think it will give you some relief. Thank you very much.